Happy Saturday, everyone. It's Frank here. And if you're new to this page, welcome. I'm a chef, I'm a dad, and someone who never thought he would be baking gluten free bread for a living. Yeah, welcome again. Um, yeah, so when I developed a gluten sensitivity a while back, it was frustrating, not just because I miss bread, but because everything I found on the shelves was either full of starches, gums, you name it, all that stuff that you don't like, um, xanthan gum and all this stuff. I'm not a fan of that. And of course, disappointing taste. Sometimes you have eggs in there that really shouldn't be in bread. So that's when my son and I rolled up our sleeves in the kitchen and started testing, testing, testing. And this is how Oh My Love came about. What started with frustration turned into a mission. We didn't want to make just another gluten free bread mix. We wanted to create something that nourishes your body, supports your health goals, and tastes like bread that you remember, maybe even better. After countless of hours and flour covered countertops, my wife would just go crazy. We came up with four powerful blends that we are incredibly proud of. These mixes are made with wholesome organic ingredients, no fillers, no junk, no gums, and most importantly, they are super easy to use. Our motto: pour, mix, and bake. That's it. Even if you have never baked before, you can do this. So, just to give you a hint, I'll be happy to answer any kind of questions you have um, later on. So, I'll be after the live stream, I'll wait a few more minutes to answer your questions. So, feel free to post them in the chat if you like. Okay, so the nice part was we have grouped our loaves into two collections. Vital Loaf collection is for those who are focused on wellness, anti-inflammatory eating, or following a whole food plant-based lifestyle. We have got Morning Glow with seeds and Omega Blonde, seed-free but packed with goodness. Our second collection is Joy Loaf collection. And if you're just here for the pleasure of eating amazing gluten-free bread, no shame in that. You'll love Rise and Grind. That's with hearty seeds and a rustic crunch. And Love You Like Crazy, which is soft and classic. So these are our two collections, and we will, in time, increase our variety of those. But that's for now. That's what we are focusing on. So for those of you who may have just joined, this is a Q&A and I'm just going to go over Oh My Love, what you can expect here, what you can expect from Oh My Love, what it is all about, and why I'm trying to make so much publicity around it. Okay, so we have just covered that we have two kind of collections of um, our breads. So one is the Vital Loaf collection, one is the Joy Loaf collection. So each one is for a certain type of person, so to speak. So the first one is for people who are wellness focused and whole food plant-based, and the other one is for just, if you like gluten-free bread, you enjoy it, and you don't mind if there are some starches in there, but it tastes like real bread and it's super enjoyable. That is for you. Because I know, sometimes I'd like to have a gluten-free bread that tastes like real bread, and I just want it to be healthy, but not I don't want any fillers, no xanthan gums or anything else in there. So from that point of view, I am trying to uh, get some kind of um, middle, so to speak. Okay, so starting soon, we'll be offering these flour mixes through a monthly subscription, and you choose the box that fits your lifestyle. Uh, we ship we ship them straight to your door. Each mix comes with simple instructions, baking forms, and a baking form is included in your first box, and access to a private community where we support each other, and with baking tips, recipes, and good vibes. Whether you're gluten sensitive, gluten health conscious, or just love fresh bread, this subscription is for you. Um, Now it comes even better. For a limited time, we are offering a founding membership, and this is the really exciting part. For we're inviting a small group of people to become our founding members. As a founding member, you will be the first to try all current mixes. So that is um, before we even launch our subscription. You get locked into the lowest pricing forever. Receive 10% of any subscription for life. Have a voice in our journey, from voting on future blends, taste, flavor, and so forth, ingredients, and choose where we donate our funds of 1 to 2% of our revenue, and become part of a private community where Ben and I will personally walk you through our baking secrets. So that's going to be the best part, I think. This is your chance to help shape something meaningful from the ground up. If this speaks to you, even just a little, I would love to invite you to join our waitlist. And let me just post it right here. So that said, you are not committing to anything right now. You're just raising your hand and saying, hey, Frank, I want to know more. So that's what the waitlist is about. Obviously, we hope that you subscribe in the end. And I believe it's going to be a game changer. Not only that, to me, I believe that we are reinventing how gluten-free bread is looked at. If you just remember, if you go to the supermarket and you look at gluten-free breads, and if you somehow health conscious about what you're eating, what you're trying to consume, then you realize that there is maybe 1 or 2% of all the breads out there that are somehow good. There's a very, very, very small percentage of gluten-free breads that are without starches and without gums. So very, very small, but majority, 90% of them have plenty of starches and plenty of gums in there, which we don't need that. I don't need it. So from that point of view, it doesn't speak to me, and I'd like to have a bread that's healthy, that speaks to me, that's um, that's delicious, and I don't have to worry about am I getting too much xanthan gum in there, or am I getting too much starches, uh, especially for those who are suffering from a high A1C, high blood sugar. You cannot have starches. So from that point of view, it's very important that they are breads for us, and I'm a bread lover. That's why I'm doing this. This is very, very important to me, that there are bread out there that that I can eat on a daily basis, and that's why we believe we are reinventing how gluten-free bread is looked at. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in a comment. If you don't catch me live, during this live stream, we will be looking at our comments and we'll be answering them. But in the meanwhile, please go to our website, allmylove.com, and sign up for the waitlist. And again, as I mentioned before, you're not committing to anything. You're just part of a group of people who are interested in this. Yeah. So from our kitchen to yours, thank you for being here, for cheering us on, and for believing that gluten-free breads can be something special. We are just getting started, and we would love for you to be part of it. That's it for today's Hangout. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. As I mentioned before, Ben and I are ready to read everything. Have a beautiful weekend, and remember, life is too short for bad bread. Let's bake something better together. All the best. Have a good day. Okay, I just see that we have some comments here. Okay. I'm actually live on YouTube as well as on Facebook. Okay, Jane is saying, can we share a link to the waitlist on our connections? Okay, I have to post them. So, Jane, I will post a link as soon as I'm done with the live stream. I will post it below the comments. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you again. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you probably next week again. Bye-bye.